In this video, I'm going to focus on the UDL guideline of providing multiple means of representation and talk about some instructional strategies and related digital tools to support representation online. We'll start first with the concept of input. Input includes the content that you're teaching. That can be for the information that students are reading in textbook, getting from resources, or just getting from the presentations that you give in class and the discussions you have. Input also includes not the formal content, but all of the things that go on in the classroom around learning. For example, the teacher talk, which is the directions you give, the activities you do, and all else that the students are taking in. Another strategy for making input comprehensible online is to chunk information. So rather than giving students large amounts of information, you can chunk it down and sometimes even put in questions to have them stop and think. So for example, you can embed comprehension questions and breaks as they're watching a video. You can use tools like Edpuzzle to do that. If you don't want to use Edpuzzle, you can also have pause points in a video and have them type their answers to something on a Google slide deck or a Google form that goes along with the video. So basically, you're just breaking up things as students are absorbing the input and giving them a chance to reflect and make sure that they're understanding the key points. Another way to make input comprehensible is to provide a resource bank. And this is important sometimes when we give students assignments where we ask them to go out and find information, for example, on the internet. When you're not there in the classroom with them, you might not be able to see all the things that they're finding and guide them to find credible resources. So one thing that I do, especially when I'm working with students and we're doing things like research projects where they have to go and find things on the internet, I might make a bank of information that I want them to go to, and I organize it so that I know that the students are starting with a group of credible resources. So a great way to do that is using something like Padlet, Jamboard, or Google Slides. And you can organize the things that you want them to see, and then you can also give them options of how many of those things you want them to use. So you could say, I'd like you to pick 3 of the websites, I'd like you to pick 2 articles, I'd like you to pick 3 images. So you can guide them as much as you need to from the resource bank. And of course, you can scale this depending on what age level you're working with to make it appropriate. You can give a lot of guidance, or you can give a little bit of guidance and give them more freedom depending on the task, the age level, and what your instructional goal is for using that resource bank for whatever project they're working on. A second area of representation to support online is reading and comprehension. Some of the additional challenges in this area during online instruction are that students are expected to read more independently, whereas in the classroom, the teacher is there to guide them and to help when they need clarification on something, or check in to see if students are understanding what they're reading and progressing as they should. In the online environment, students are expected to read on their own, and so teachers may not know what's going on. And what will happen with students who get frustrated with reading or have trouble with reading is that they may not persist in the reading task that they're supposed to do independently. One of the most powerful digital tools we can use for reading and comprehension is digital text. Digital text is all around us as we're reading on our digital devices. The key to digital text is using its features in a way that supports reading skills such as decoding, fluency, and comprehension. Some of these features include text-to-speech, which is the text on screen being read aloud, dual highlighting, where the word being read is a different color than the rest of the sentence being read aloud. Students can look up vocabulary with one click of digital text. Teachers and students can write annotations on digital text and use highlighters to highlight key passages of digital text. You can find digital text tools in various different formats. One place where you can find digital text tools are in digital curriculum supplements, such as e-textbooks or digital books that you can find online. You can find digital text tools built into tools. It's called the accessibility features of your operating systems. You can also find digital text tools in several browser extensions, and also using mobile applications like VoiceStream Reader. Read and Write for Chrome is one example of a browser extension that adds several digital text features to the browser. It has features like text-to-speech, highlighters, and dictionaries, among many other things. Here are some more examples of extensions that support reading. All of these are different tools that have various literacy supports built in. You can help your students use digital text more effectively by showing them how the features of digital text tools work. You can demonstrate the digital text tool features within authentic activities in your lessons and model how to use the features. It's also useful to give students opportunities to practice using the different features and to reflect on whether it's useful for them or not. Some students might really like using text-to-speech and hearing the text read out loud, whereas others may not. If students can make choices about what works for them, that can be really empowering. It's also helpful to share digital text tool features with parents so that they can use these features at home when their students are reading. In this video, I've covered various strategies and tools for making input comprehensible online and for supporting reading and comprehension. Take a moment to stop and reflect and think about what digital tools for representation might be helpful for you. Is there a tool or strategy that might help your students or something that you can use online?